definitely Kendrick Davis having 42 and 23 free throw attempts. And IT having 30 points. I didn't even realize he had 30, but he was definitely filling it up.
He shot 23 free throws.
DJ, how would you just describe tonight? How would you put it into words?
Chaotic. That's a word. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Chaotic? Yeah, chaotic. I'm tired. It was really wild. Back and forth, going up, getting a big lead, then getting down. Having to fight back. Double overtime, having me overtimes. To watching Kendrick Davis shoot 23 free throws, to having him go out, to seeing other guys step up. You can't script this type of game. It was really unexpected.
You called it yesterday. You said it was going to be a war. It lived up to the billing.
Yeah, it did. It's crazy. I think that we could have got them in regulation, but learning. We made a lot of errors, so we're gonna learn from it. Coach Dawkins is gonna teach us what we did wrong, but it was a war tonight.
What were some of those areas you feel like you guys can improve on?
Handling the pressure. Our starting point guard's out, and Jay got in foul trouble, so that moved me to the one, and we rely on them to do so much. We're kind of spoiled in the sense that since we have two great point guards, we just let them always handle it, and it was our turn now. We kind of like, damn, I'm sorry. He was like, sheesh, now we gotta go do it. So I would say handling pressure and not letting other teams speed us up. The defensive end, I can't really talk on tonight, but I would say that for offensive end.
Even then, like for you guys to overcome not having your point guard or center to win in double overtime, come back from down by 14, what does it say about your team?
Our strength is in our numbers. That's really it. We're a resilient team and we fight. That's really it. We feel like we're never out of a game, and I think that causes us sometimes to be in dog fights because we know that we are never out of a game. So once we get that mindset, those last 3 minutes, we play like that the whole game. I think that will take us to another level.
Taylor, talk about, it seemed like it was yesterday, but in regulation, you guys were down 14 and battling in that second part of the second half. Just talk about that time period and what you had to do to tie the game just so there could be overtime.
I mean, I knew the game wasn't over. Like, even though we were down, like, we've came back from down before. And, we just had to keep getting stops and, scoring on the other end to try to close the gap, and we ended up closing it.
You guys got back to second double overtime for the first time since that season opener against UNC Asheville. What was different about tonight than it was then?
Experience.
Yeah, definitely. We went through that, and then we've been through a couple other overtime games. So, just being in those situations, and then, guys like P.J. Edwards stepping up, Ty Freeman, Suggs, like pretty much all of us stepping up and, playing more minutes than some of the guys are used to, and then, producing and helping us out really a lot.
What was it like for you having to sit on the bench through those overtimes to kind of be a spectator? What were you doing?
Man, my legs were like freezing up. Like, I don't know. We were there for a while. Like after regulation, it felt like we were there forever. Cause even the fouls, like that takes time too. But yeah, it felt like forever.
How can this be a defining win now for your season?
Memphis is a good team. So, and it was like talk about both of us being on the bubble. So, this definitely helps our chances later in March. But we're definitely gonna see him again at third place. So, we're gonna try to play better.
I think you said earlier this week that every game matters, but Memphis just meant more. I think to use your words.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you elaborate on why this game meant so much aside from the bubble talk?
I mean, some people think they're better than us, and we feel like we're better than them. And like I said before, we're one of the best teams in our conference, if not the best. And so, getting this win was important because we have to show that as well.
Also, people just had Memphis already, just going to the dance. And they casted us to the side. So we've seen the rankings, and it's personal. Every team that's in front of us that we see, don't get me wrong, even the teams behind us, we got to win. But every team ranked in front of us, we take very personal. And Memphis was supposed to be given the second spot, first spot, whatever. So we definitely had to pack them up.
Do y'all feel like some of that is, Penny Hardaway being the head coach, got a guy like Kendrick Davis on the team? Is that kind of the lure that you're talking about? Or?
Well, I'm new to this conference, and all I know is they kept talking about Memphis and Houston. It was just like, okay, what about UCF? So like I said, when we hear that and we see them come across, It's like it's game time now.
Did you guys talk about that before the game, the days leading up, or is that just kind of commentary coming out right now?
Me and some of the older guys talk about it. Not really. We haven't spoken about it as a team, but the older guys knew. Me, Suggs, It, Mike. So we spoke about how. I'm not gonna say what we said, but we know that we had to beat Memphis.
What do you think about Kendrick Davis? What do you think about Kendrick Davis and how difficult was he to try to defend?
Man,
You want me to go?
I'll go first. Like, just the way he draws fouls, it's like, I played in how much games we have right now? Like 15 or something like that. 17 games, and I've never seen a game called like that before. And just the way he could pick up fouls like that is, I don't know, man. It's different.
I knew we were in for a game when he got fouled, and I said, "Wow, he shoots a lot of free throws." And his teammates goes, "He probably has like 20 more left in him." I'm just like, "What do you mean?" And then we go out and he's shooting them. And I look at him like, "Okay, that's what you mean." But he's a terrific player. I thought some of the foul calls were really crazy, but he's a good player. Fun to play against.
How important was this crowd tonight, that student section? You guys wanted that big crowd for this game.
Our fans, please come out more. That was a great atmosphere. I played in a lot of games, and that I'm here. I'm like, I'm trying to call a play call. And I'm like, can y'all quiet down a little bit? Like, I can't hear myself. So I loved it. Like I said, if our fans see this, come to every game.
Perfect. Good stuff, guys.
Thank
We're gonna get
Thank
Davis
you.
in here from Memphis, and then we're gonna bring Johnny in. You guys are good. Careful. Careful. I appreciate it.
DJ, you good, man?
I'm tired, man.
You can ask a question. You want to sit with Kendrick for his
So what did you guys think about the game?
Yes. Exhausted. Couldn't imagine how it felt to play it. Man, all those reviews, that was insane.
Were they? I'm glad at least we got 1 or 2. We usually don't. But you, what do you think we could have done better?
Well, I mean, you were 12 of 13 from the free throw line. I feel like you could hit one more.
I'll shoot 100 tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
How do you think we should have got it, Kendrick Davis?
Maybe don't foul him as much. Try not to let him shoot 23 free throws.
I don't know what we was thinking.
You still got the win. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, man.
We'll just open it up for questions for KD. He was 1 point shy of tying the AAC single game record.
So Kendrick, after going through a game like that, double overtime, kind of what's going through your mind right now?
We got to get that one. Bang, bang call we got that didn't go our way. Dude hit me out of bounds, and they gave him the ball. Feel like you got to make that call. I don't question refs at all. That's not my – I just play basketball, but I feel like that's a call you got to make. You know they down. You know they falling. I mean, you go rerun that play over and over again. Obviously, it's contact. And when it's contact like that, you got to make that. Like, that's no ifs, ands, and buts. But, I mean, they made a big shot after that. And, I mean, they made it a dog fight, and they got it done.
You ever been a part of a game like that before? Just double overtime, just all the ebbs and flows. You ever been a part of something like that?
Yeah, I've been a part of a lot of crazy games. I mean, it's probably one of the craziest, but I've been a part of quite a few.
At what point did you think that you really need just to carry the team? Like, was this your game to take it to the house?
Honestly, I don't know. I get a mindset of where I don't want to put pressure on my teammates to make them big plays. So, I mean, I put the work in every day. Me and Coach P talk about it. When you that guy, you that guy for a reason. You don't try to put everybody in them situations. So, I mean, being the best player, I try to make the big plays. And we were just shy. We were just shy of getting it done, but Coach P coached his butt off, and we got to get that one.
What do you say about UCF, the way they battled back and just kept fighting?
Man, good. That's great. Like we knew they wouldn't stop fighting. Like we knew that. We knew they wouldn't stop fighting. But kudos to them. I think PJ Edwards came in, hit big shots for them. Uh, Tyon Freeman made big plays, big free throws for them. And they stepped up and they made us pay for it. And they got it done. But like I said, I still feel like we get that bang bang call, the game is over.
Kendrick, after the past, 2, 3 games, this could have been a big turning point, I guess, for y'all early in conference play. Is there a way to still use some of this and make that kind of pivotal switch that y'all have been talking about?
Yeah, we lost a tough one at Seton Hall. We was up 2 at the free throw line, 1-1. Miss, get the rebound, throw it out, turnover. They called timeout, then make a 3-pointer at the buzzer to win. So that's kind of been like our luck. And then we bounce back and win 2 out of 3 in the tournament. So just got to bounce back again. But, man, Penny going to make sure we bounce back. Like I say, when you come to Memphis, you don't have a choice but to play hard. And, like, he going to make sure we play hard and we're going to be well coached for Temple.
UCF really got kept himself in the game up until the overtime there with 3-point there. What was it like defending those 3-point shooters tonight?
Man, they made some big ones. They shot, Horton shot 10 of them, made 5. That's 50%. They made big shots. He made some big ones, and at the right moment, they needed a bucket, and he made it. And they made big plays.
What'd you think of the play of freshman Taylor Hendricks?
He's gonna be good. Snuck up on everybody, but he's good. Kid got a bright future if he keep working. He got a chance to be one and done. I'm impressed. Play hard, and yeah, he got a chance to be the one.
How's it going with tomorrow's practice?
Perfect defense. We call it perfect defense. We do a drill where if you mess up, you're on the line. And, we miscommunicated a bunch today. We kind of was finna run away when the second half started. Defense crunk up, and you can tell the crowd was out of it. And then somehow we let up, and they went bucket. Then the crowd got into it and kind of made it a dog fight. So it all started. What was the score? 107-104. So obviously, coach gonna make sure we on defense.
Kendrick, I know a lot of things happened late, but y'all were up, I think, 11 with 4-something left. What kind of is the start of that unraveling when it does happen?
I think DeAndre in the post threw it to Keontae, I want to say. I think Taylor blocked it, came down and scored, threw it to him again, wide open. Alo missed the layup, then threw it to him again. We missed another layup. I think them 3 pivotal layups right there, kind of the momentum swing. I think, like Coach said, we got to finish them because that take the crowd out of it, put pressure on them. And we missed 3 layups back to back to back, and it made us pay for that one.
Is this one of those games where you want it to, hurt, or do you want to just forget about it?
I don't never want to hurt. So, yeah, we got to forget about it. We got Temple on Friday or Saturday. So, yeah, can't stand your feelings too long in this business or you'll lose the next one. Yeah, we gotta do what we did in Orlando at the ESPN Invitational. We lost the heartbreaker to start and then finished out strong. So we can use this as momentum to go get that one.
Kendrick, at the end of regulation, what's kind of going through your mind when you decide to take that 3 versus driving and trying to draw a foul there?
I work on that. Like I put tons of hours in the gym, and every shot I shoot, I believe is gonna go in. Like I believe it's gonna go in, and it was tied. Like maybe I could have got a 2, maybe. Me and Coach talked about it, but like you said, I work on that. So I felt comfortable at that time. It left my hand. I thought it was in. It didn't, but we still had another quarter to win it. So, mean, if we was down one and I shoot that, then it maybe be like, damn, you could have, you know. But it's tie game, and we got a chance to play for another one, and we still didn't get it done.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, John will be here in just a second.
Well, it was it's a great basketball game, I think, by both teams. Type game that you really hate to see anybody lose. I thought both teams really put their hearts out in the line, for basically 50 minutes, and that's difficult. And I think we both were running out of players due to foul trouble and guys fouling out, and guys just kept subbing in and contributing and helping. It just was a hard-fought game by both teams. They have a really good team. I think Penny does a great job with his group. I've been watching them, of course, and scouting them in preparation. They have a really good team. This league, I think, is very underrated with the teams and the quality of players and coaches they have. And I think tonight exemplified that.
They got off to such a hot start at the beginning of the second half. Eventually had that 14-point lead. What was the key in that time frame? What were you telling you guys to kind of, calm down? There's still plenty of time left. Obviously, you guys came back and tied it and forced overtime.
Well, I thought they started the second half off great. And, of course, we didn't start off as well. And I give them credit for that. I thought defensively they did a good job. They turned it into offense, and they built a quick lead. Our guys have been in this situation, as you know, before. This is our fifth overtime, a double overtime game. So we've been in this situation where we've been down in the second half and had to make runs. So I was just telling our guys, we've been here before. Let's just keep our composure. Let's keep playing possession by possession. And let's try to work our way back into the ball game. Let's not try to make it all up in one or two possessions. And I thought our guys did a good job of that. I didn't see any panic. I didn't think we rushed a whole lot. And we kind of just worked our way back. And we were able to come all the way back, culminating with a really good shot with Ithiel, where he had a great shot as we moved the basketball around. He ended up having a good look for a three and knocked it down.
You've talked about all season having a deep bench, and then tonight, a guy like P.J. Edwards comes up. Where you been?
No, absolutely. We've talked about that, and it showed. And we believe in our guys on the bench, we just can't play everybody, as you know, in the game. You just can't play everybody that you have on your team. Guys are earning those roles. And so he was just outside of the rotation, and that's just how it is. But he was always ready. And I commented on him, in the locker room after the game about his preparation. He was very professional about it. He did all the things we told him to do. Be ready. You never know when your number's going to be called, and it'd be a shame if you're not prepared for it. And he stayed ready, coming to practice early, staying late, doing all the workout stuff that we talked to him about doing. He embraced all of those things, and therefore he's continuing to get better, even though he was not getting into the rotation. And now his opportunity comes, and not only that, what a moment. I mean, he's in a game against, to me, a top 25 caliber team, and he steps up and plays as if he had been playing for us all season long.
Coach, we've talked about composure over the course of the season. Can you talk about the composure tonight with the refs, making some questionable calls that could have gone either way? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, the refs have it hard. First and foremost, I'm never going to look at the refs in any situation. I know it's difficult. And this was a tough game to ref with these two teams. You have some dynamic players out there. I mean, Kendrick's one of the best guards in the country. I think everyone knows that. And he's just a hard guy to check. We threw a lot of different things at him. And his credit, man, he just kept moving into different areas and making successful plays. And then we have some good guards. I think you saw, how good our guards are now. We've had multiple guards get 30 points. Ithiel got 30 tonight. C.J. Kelly a few nights ago had 30. So we have some guards that are pretty good too. And so I think when you roughing that caliber of player, it can become somewhat difficult. So I think, just to, cut them a break there. But other than that, I thought it was I thought two teams just throwing haymakers, just haymaker after haymaker, trying to knock each other out. And fortunately, we had the last one in and was able to pull away with the win.
You were without Michael Durr tonight. What happened with him, and how much did you miss him defensively?
Definitely miss Mike. I mean, miss Mike's physicality, his rebounding, his experience, at the position. Those are all things that we missed, and he, he's out. He fractured. He has a fracture in his hand, so he's going to be out, for a while now. I want to say, I think he goes in for surgery tomorrow. So he's going to be out. But, we talked about our guys, again, who's going to step up, who's going to, be the next guy to kind of help contribute. And I thought Sillick at it. He was a little anxious with some of his time at the position and learned the position a little more because he's played more of the 4 than the 5. But I think he's a guy that's going to have to continue to come along now because, he's going to have a chance to play more extended minutes for us as the season progresses until Mike is cleared to come back.
Would his timeline allow him to come back later in the season?
Yes, it would. His timeline would allow him to come back later in the season. I don't know exactly the date, but so we'll see. But I don't anticipate him being out the entire season.
Coach, you guys got tied the single game program or single game 3-pointer record. How big was 3-point shooting for you guys today?
It was, I think for us that probably was a big part of it because both teams shot a lot of free throws. I think we just, we made more threes, of course, by making 16 threes. That's huge. We didn't shoot a great percentage from the field overall, but we shot a great percentage from behind the 3-point arc, and I think that was a difference for us.
Obviously, Darius coming in, and Jalen, I know he took a shot. I know he wasn't 100%, and then he fouls out, and then playing that both overtimes, really with no true point guards. How do you think your team, I know there was, a miscue here or there, but how did you think your team handled that?
I think we handled it fine. I thought our guys, we brought C.J. Kelly in as a combo guard, so we knew he could play on the ball for us. Just in case you have that third point guard potentially. If one of the guys go down, then you have another backup potential guard at that position. So we had him already pegged in recruiting that he would be able to do that for us. And I thought he did a good job. He had 7 assists and 3 turns. I mean, that's pretty good against their pressure and what they do. So, in recruiting, I think our staff, we have a great assistance. I thought he did a great job of identifying him as a person that could come in and help in that area.
What did you learn about your team tonight, and what can this win do for you moving forward?
Well, I've been learning this about our team, all year long. We've been down in a number of games, and we've always found a way to fight back in and make it competitive. And that's what we did again tonight. Our guys, there's no quit in our guys, basically. They're a gritty team. They play with a lot of heart. And that's what I love about them, the fact that there's no quit. Because you're not gonna be up in every game, and teams are going to make runs and have momentum. And our guys, we have composure in those situations. I think I've used that word a lot this season. We've played with a lot of composure, and that's something that I've seen in this group. They don't seem to panic. When we call timeout, we're discussing what's going on in those situations. I can look in their eyes. I can see the belief that we still believe we can win. And that's a great character trait to have.
What do you think of the atmosphere and the energy? Obviously, you were pumping up the crowd during and after the game.
Trying my
They really
best.
came out tonight.
You know what, they really did. I mean, we had a great crowd, and I've always said, and you guys have been with me a long time now, and when we have a crowd like that, I very rarely do our guys disappoint. They always find a way, it seems like, to make it a game like they did tonight. And so I thought the crowd was great. Love to see everyone come out all the time because it's a fun group to watch, and as we're building what we want to build here, it's not going to happen unless we have to realize we are one. We're one family. Our community and us, we're all one. And if everyone comes out like our student section and our community, the way they did tonight, we'll have a great home court advantage. And I thought we had an advantage tonight just with our home court. And the crowd was so electric and so loud. I mean, that's intimidating. And I thought it affected Memphis, to be quite frank.
What does it say about your team's resiliency to do this in double overtime without 2 starters and to pull it off? What does it say about your team's character?
It's a high character group. They believe. Everyone believes in themselves, and we believe in each one of our players. That's why for us, when a PJ steps into the game, we're not looking over there like, oh wow, we putting PJ in the game. We're like, okay, fine. I mean, we've seen how he's practiced and how he's working. He just wasn't in the rotation, but we know they know he's a good player, and I think he showed that tonight. So our belief in our guys and their belief in themselves I think plays a big factor in why I think their character is so good, and they like, you know what, they like playing with they like playing with each other. You know, they're a good group. Like a lot of times you coaching guys, you know, talking about egos and everything. They're a very humble group, you know, and that's something that I've noticed about them. And I've coached a lot of teams and played on a lot of great teams, and probably the most humble group of guys that I've had a chance to coach.
You'll see Memphis again, but your team threw the first punch tonight.
No, absolutely, and that's, you know, for me it was more about, you know, making sure we're protecting our home court. You know, we're at home, we're at home. So at home, we have to have pride in defending our home court. It has to mean something. And I thought our guys showed it meant something today by how they kept fighting, you know, undermanned at times, as well as, you know, down the second half. You know, they kept fighting until we had a chance to win the game.
What does the team need to do to build off a win like this?
To build off of, we have to remember the things we did well in this game going forward. We have to put it in perspective. You know, it's one game, and we have to be able to move on to the next play. It's great to get this win, and we should enjoy it tonight. But come tomorrow morning, we have to move on because we have a quick turnaround and we hit the road again. So we have got to understand that, you know, it was great, but we have to stay in the moment. And this game now is in the past for us. Let's take the lessons we've learned, you know, how hard we got to play, how we need to execute offensively and defensively, and then, you know, take those lessons, you know, keep trying to get better as the season progresses.
It doesn't get any easier, right? You're on the road at Tulane beat Memphis. So.
Exactly.
Tulane's 8-1 at home.
Exactly. You know, they're a really good basketball team as well. They have a lot of talent, a lot of guys that can score the basketball, and of course it's going to be another, you know, tough test for us. But, you know, we'll start studying. I'll start studying them tonight. Actually, after I leave you, I'll start watching Tulane.
Coach, I believe after the last game, I believe it was IT that said that this game would be defined your team's place in the American Conference. How would you feel your team did that tonight?
Well, it's still early in conference play, but I think what we're doing is we just want to keep building some momentum. We want to keep playing well as we move through the season. You know, we look at it as a one game. You know, it's a one game, you know, competition tonight. We looked at it as that. We mark it, and we move forward to the next game. Always trying to get better. You know, I want my team to always, as we look through the season, that we're improving, you know, game by game as we go through. I thought tonight was another example of us getting better. I thought the game before this we were getting better. You know, we had to setback with the injuries, and so now we have to kind of, you know, reset our rotations and stuff. But, you know, I think we're improving, and we should be improving. We got a good group, and I think our best basketball is still ahead of us. I mean, we got young guys like Taylor and freshmen. Silla's a freshman. These guys are playing in these moments in these games. I mean, they're still growing. These moments are important for their growth, and as they get more comfortable, they're going to make us better as a team.
Coach, defending the paint today was a bit of a problem. Is there anything going forward that you want to do differently to make sure you defend the paint?
Well, we have to get better. I mean, first, they have terrific, dynamic players. You're talking about Kendrick. You're talking about, you know, Williams. I mean, these guys are terrific players, you know, in the country. They're some of the best players in the country. And so it's a challenge to try to slow them down. We have to continue to figure out, you know, what we could do better when we watch tape and look at it, see what could we have done a little more different to kind of maybe help us in that situation. But, you know, the bottom line is, you know, sometimes when you got players like a Davis, especially, who's a scorer like he is, I mean, he gets going on his night. I mean, it becomes really tough unless you double team and triple team them, and they're too good a team where you can double and triple team them because they have other good players out there. So you kind of have to pick your poison with that. All right, guys, thank you. Yeah, right back to work, right? Can you believe that? Got practice 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.